Before the world knew his name, before the world tours, diamond albums, and the wild glasses that became legend, there was just a boy named Reginald Dwight, a quiet child with fingers that danced across the piano, long before his voice ever found the courage to rise. Behind thick-rimmed lenses and a shy smile, a storm of melodies was building, waiting, aching, burning for the right moment to break free. In the early days, Elton John wasn't the rock icon strutting in sequin suits. He was a working-class dreamer playing pubs and recording studios, blending classical discipline with the chaos of rock and roll. But when he stepped onto that stage, something electric happened. The music wasn't just sound, it was liberation. The keys of the piano became his wings. His voice, once hesitant, now soared with unfiltered emotion. What made Elton different wasn't just his talent, it was how unapologetically himself he became. While others played it safe, he played it loud. Loud in color, in sound, in spirit. He wore capes and crowns, platform heels and feathers, not just for show, but as a declaration that to be different is not only okay, it's powerful. By the early 1970s, the world was watching, and Elton was ready. With Bernie Taupin by his side, he wrote songs that were part confessional, part fantasy, turning pain into poetry, loneliness into love anthems, and private battles into public triumphs. He turned the radio into a safe haven for the outcasts, the dreamers, and the ones who felt too strange to fit in. As the years passed, Elton didn't slow down. He burned brighter. The outfits became bolder, the spectacles more theatrical. He wasn't just performing, he was living art. Each performance felt like a resurrection of his fears, his hopes, and his deepest truths. Every note was a fingerprint, every lyric a confession. But behind the glitter and lights was a man fighting battles the audience couldn't see. Fame is loud, but loneliness can be louder. There were years of excess, of silence behind smiles, of searching for self in the echo of applause. Yet Elton never stopped playing. Even when the world felt too heavy, the piano remained his anchor. In time, he found a deeper rhythm, not just in music, but in life. Sobriety, family, advocacy, they became his new verses. Still dazzling, still defiant, but now grounded in something greater. Elton John became more than a performer. He became a symbol of survival, a man who turned flamboyance into freedom and vulnerability into power. And through it all, the music never faded. Rocketman, Tiny Dancer, Your Song. They weren't just hits. They were chapters of a life written in chords and crescendos. They remind us that brilliance doesn't come from perfection, but from honesty, from color, from risk. Even now, long after the last encore, his legacy continues to ripple. Because Elton didn't just entertain, he inspired. He made the world a little louder, a little prouder, and a whole lot more beautiful. There's something eternal about Elton John, not just in the songs we hum when the world gets too quiet, but in the boldness he taught us to carry. He reminded us that being ourselves, loudly, proudly, and without apology, is a form of resistance and a form of love. In every sparkle of his glasses, there was rebellion. In every piano chord, a whisper of his past and a shout of our shared future. He didn't just sing to us, he sang for us. For the kids growing up too shy, for the artists too afraid, for the ones told to dim their shine. He didn't dim, he exploded. And even now, decades later, his music hasn't aged. It's only grown wiser. It plays at weddings and farewells, in quiet bedrooms and stadiums filled with light. It speaks to generations who never saw him in his prime, but still feel like he's singing just for them. Elton's journey reminds us that legends aren't born. They're made note by note, choice by choice, heartache by heartache. He wasn't just a star, he was a supernova. And when the curtain finally falls, what remains is not silence, but a melody that never stops playing. Because somewhere, someone is sitting at a piano, learning their first Elton John song, and in that moment, the legacy begins again.